Okay, so hello everyone. Today we are gonna show you how to install and get set up with Flutter on a Mac. I recently got a Mac and I had a little bit of trouble setting it up. I spent the better part of a week sort of trying to figure out all the documentation, all the ways that we had to figure out installing Flutter on Mac. And it was not an easy process, but I sort of collected my notes, figured out what I did, and I'm going to put together a video in order to show you guys where and how everything should be installed so that you can get set up running Flutter properly on your new Mac. All right, so you want to go to flutter.dev and download the file, the install file. I'm going to ignore this Microsoft thing, and we are going to get the zip file, which is a decent size. You might expect it takes a while. My internet was being very cooperative, so we got it done in pretty much no time. Just let it download here in the background. It's doing pretty quick. Swipe away all these notifications, and it's just about done downloading, looks like. So in order to go through this demo with you guys, I created a second user profile on my Mac. A clean install, but it had all the apps in my main user account. So it has Xcode installed. We have Android Studio installed as well. Flutter does not copy over between user profiles, and you'll see why in a little bit. And the other thing we also sort of have to install in a bit is Git. But before we go any further, if you do not have your home folder in your Finder, you kind of want to have a way to get there. It's not that easy to find. Gonna go into the demo, and we are gonna create a new developer folder. You can call it anything you want, really. You can call it code, you can call it development, as Flutter recommends, or you can call it developer, which Apple, I guess, sort of implicitly recommends, because they have a nice little tool icon for you when you name it developer. We are going to copy our Flutter folder in to our developer folder. And then up next, we want to download Git. This is another thing that doesn't copy over between versions. It should be installed between user profiles, and it should be installed when I downloaded Xcode, but for some reason it wasn't. So we can use this graphical installer, which is linked on the Flutter website, to download Git. And that is going to take just a little bit. Let it download. Taking a little while here. Come on. Okay, there you go. We're going to double click to install here. Just let it. And do we need to go into system preferences to allow it? Let's just double check. Oh, spinning beach ball. Yep. Okay, so we're gonna use open anyway here. It's not from a registered developer, whatever. I am gonna type in my administrator username and password. And all right, install. Gonna need to type it again. give it a little bit, and it's done. Move to trash, close the file. All right, so the next thing we want to do is we want to set up our home environment, all of those Z profile sort of fancy files in your home folder, and you want to open up your terminal. To be honest, I am still a little shaky on this part, so I might screw up a little bit. First thing you want to do is you want to go into your developer tool, the developer folder, go into your Flutter folder. And actually, hold on. Let's go back home, and we want to run. We want to open our Z profile, and we want to add the following line. We want to add our Flutter install folder where we copied that folder in to our into our Z profile here. So we want to tell our Mac, hey, this is where I installed Flutter. If I run Flutter, you should know where to find it. This is where its path is. So we are going to add it here. And it should specifically navigate to the bin folder of Flutter. Once you're done, you want to source the file to sort of refresh the changes, and we should be able to run Flutter here. Let's try it out. Which Flutter? Oh, okay. What are we supposed to do? Let's see. Yeah, this part is a little shaky. I'm not 100% sure what you're supposed to do. Let's try this command. Or let's try that one. Are we supposed to just paste it here? So let's give it our Flutter. Oh wait, we're supposed to. Are we supposed to do that? Oh wait, we're supposed to edit our ZSHRC file first, I think. So let's go ahead and create it here using Nano. You can use Vim if you'd like. You can use your favorite text editor if you like. Is that what's missing? Let's try it out. Okay, so we can see that our Mac recognizes Flutter. Oh, okay. Let's see, what are we missing? All right. I might cut ahead. If not, then let's try and figure out what's going on. It's not recognizing that. Let's see if this needs to refresh our terminal to see how it works. No, it does not. Let's go ahead and check our Z profile again. Oh, I see what's wrong. We didn't match up our install place properly, so we said here in the terminal we wanted to put in developer/tool/flutter. We only put it in developer/flutter, so let's create that tools folder. It's much easier to do it in the Finder. Will you go in, please? Thank you. So let's go ahead and source our Z profile and our ZSHRC file, and it should work now. Give it a second. Whoops. Okay, so let's run Flutter. Let's see if that works. It wasn't supposed to be Flutter version, but yeah, it looks like it's doing stuff. Okay, so Flutter is installed. Now what we want to do is we want to run Flutter Doctor to see what we are missing. You will need a copy of Android Studio if you want to test it out on Android. And you want to download the Android SDK, which is included with Android Studio. You might not necessarily use Android Studio to edit Flutter code, but it does come with the Android SDK, and that is what you need. So go ahead and open up Android Studio, download it if you haven't, and you want to set up your Android SDK here, which it's gonna do for you. Just use the recommended settings and let it go ahead and do its thing. I'm going to show you that I have Xcode installed as well. That is another sizable download. So yeah, this tutorial video is about 15 minutes long, but if you haven't downloaded Android Studio and Xcode, it might take you a little bit to get set up. This will take about 2 to 3 minutes in my experience. Okay, looks like it's just about done. So we are going to go ahead and run Flutter Doctor. Just make sure everything is installed properly. Oh, actually, I think we forgot one thing. I think we have to accept the Android licenses, and this is an entirely new problem on its own. Let's just wait and see. This does take a little while to run the first time around, and everything does take a little while to run on Flutter the first time you're sort of in this. The first setup, the first time you run your app onto the simulator, that'll all take a while to build. So just be patient. Yeah, we forgot to set up the licenses, so let's go ahead and do that after this while it finishes up this very slow verification process. All right, so the last thing we want to do is we want to go to, we want to edit some more files in our home folder, some of those fancy dot files. Let's just go ahead and check for Java home. Is that installed yet? I don't think so. So, okay, so we want to edit our zshinv file. I don't know what's that short for, honestly. But you want to add this specific line. And go ahead and save it. And then source it. Let's see if that works. It is not. Actually, might not be capital. Let's go ahead and try that. Or is it not capital here? Okay, so it is working, but this is not actually the version of Java we want to use. So you want to run Java home-v, and you want to specifically select that middle version over there, 1.8.291.10. You want to tell Java home to run that version of Java when you call Java home. So I will have the download link for that version of Java in the comments below if you need to download it. It will only work with this version of Java, otherwise it'll give you like a class not found error. So go ahead and save it, source it, and then you want to run Flutter Doctor Android licenses. And if you set up everything properly with the Java, it is going to prompt you to accept some licenses. just go ahead and click yes on all of them, type yes on all of them, and we are done. So let us have one final check. Let's run Flutter Doctor and let's see if everything is set up properly. It should be. All right. Yep, looks like it's just about done. So that concludes our little tutorial. You can now go ahead and create a Flutter project and test it. I personally don't use Android Studio. I use Visual Studio Code as I got into Flutter coding. But you can go ahead and feel free to use any platform you want. Maybe in the future I'll go ahead and discuss sort of my approach, what apps I use and how I test. But this should be enough to get you all set up to run the test project for Flutter. Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video or found it helpful, please like, comment, and subscribe. Once again,